wish I had water.
I have some water if you want. Hey guys, this is Remy.
This is Nima.
Welcome to episode 10
of StudioCast.
10 so far.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I know.
You know what we need?
No, but you're going to tell me.
Fuck. This cannot become a regular thing in our podcast. We need a way to describe StudioCast.
Sure.
So we should, like, obviously not this one, but it should be something like Welcome to StudioCast, where we talk about media and its impact on culture and our thoughts on it, but something a lot less lame than that. But
yeah, like more simple.
Yeah.
Less words, but more tells a lot
like
more.
a quick little thing that if somebody wants to give it a listen, they know what it's going to be like.
Well, we can, like, this will come to, it'll come together.
Yeah.
Like I said, episode 10, dude.
Fuck yes.
We made 10 episodes.
It's so awesome. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe it's the number 10, but now that I've gone to number 10, I'm so pumped for like the next, I'm not kidding, the next 20-ish.
Oh, dude,
because
same here.
we're like planning things and like things are possibly coming to fruition about different random or awesome things.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too.
Just thinking bigger and planning, actually it works out. Like, and just like you said, like 2 minutes ago, taking risks.
Yeah,
feels
it's
good.
So important in any creative endeavor or business for that matter. So Primer is a movie from Shane Carruth.
Yes.
Same guy who we podcasted about
Upstream Color.
Yeah. I like this movie a lot more.
Okay.
And the fact that it was his first one, like he probably struggled like years to make it happen.
I imagine so,
Even
yeah.
though it was like a $7,000 budget.
Yeah.
He had to plan everything. It was perfect.
I
Like,
agree.
Storytelling wise, the edits, I mean, it's great. It's like you want to watch it again just to understand more. You get a gist of it. And at the same time, props to him. Like, you know how much planning he had to go to make such a good movie in such low budget?
Seriously.
These people are his friends, the actors. I think I read that he shot the movie with like some other medium, and then he used very sparingly this other camera that maybe you know about that stuff.
I haven't actually. That's fascinating to me. I didn't know.
He had like the ratio of his takes and outtakes were like 2-to-1. That means
no, dude. You're saying the ratio of
like how many, like, one scene is happening, they shoot it. Usually they had it on the first take because they had to rehearse because they didn't have the budget to buy more film and stuff like that.
He said that's. I thought you were saying something else, but I completely agree because
amazing planning.
I agree because he just recently, or maybe just recently, I found out that he said every frame that they shot is in the movie.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously, like what is this guy back then? Let's say 10, 15 years ago. What is this engineer doing making a perfect movie? Like, seriously, where did this come from? That movie is awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's still pretty artsy, and I think he spent a lot of time writing the story itself.
The story is really complex.
And exactly. And to make it work via film, like, he might have written down, but like there's timelines, there's like different versions of themselves because this is a time travel movie.
Yes.
And it's like the first movie of time travel that they didn't try to explain the science too much of it. They just came across it on accident, and I mean, they did some nerdy science things, but they didn't really try to explain why this works.
No,
they start using it right away,
correct.
And then the whole science of it is them trying to figure out how their existence is going to be altered, so they have to like be careful with what they do, and they just want to make money because they figured out a way to go back in time a few hours and whenever they want.
Correct. Like they were trying to do these guys were engineers. Like they were trying to just come up with patents. That was their, after work, that's what they were doing. They would just come up with patents and try to sell them. Barely made any money out of it. So they made this piece of equipment that their goal was to make things lighter.
Right.
So
less mass.
Correct. And just by accident, they realized by doing that, they're also putting these things into a cycle of time.
Yeah.
That keeps
point
going.
A to point B, and that creates a loop, and then you exit one of the points, and I mean, preferably point A.
Yeah.
That was, again, like, it's kind of complicated how they explain that, even though I'm sure some scientific people might be able to understand it better. But gosh, the whole, like, I only watched the movie once, and then I did some research on it, and like you realize by the end of the movie that there might be two or more of each of them affecting the timeline from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Once you rewatch it, it has, I don't say it has another meaning because obviously you know what you're thinking when you're rewatching it. You're like, I don't think this guy, I think this guy's already gone through the time machine once. Like,
Yeah.
you're watching those
Yeah,
scenes and you're like,
exactly.
that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, even the scenes where Aaron, like, which is played by Shane,
Okay.
runs into himself. He didn't have the budget to put two of himself
Yeah.
in the same frame. So, but the way they did it was great.
You're talking about when it's far away? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about like at one
You have to
point
refresh my memory.
later in the movie,
Yeah.
like maybe 3/4 of the movie, Aaron comes home and then he's attacked by another Aaron in a hoodie.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, okay, this has been going on for a while. But then I started thinking, okay, if there's a few of them, and looks like now they're fighting against them in some way, like trying to outsmart each other. But how can they? And I don't know. It's just really weird. Like they drug each other and stuff like that.
And like, it's funny because when they're theoretically, as the timeline goes, when they're finding out about the time travel, before they even supposedly do the first big one, they have a discussion about it, about
Yeah.
the kind of things that you shouldn't do. He's
Yeah,
like,
very brief.
He's like, or when they're having a little get together, these friends, he's like, I would love to go punch my boss.
Yeah.
And it's just a casual conversation. And the friend's
Yeah.
like, you can't do that.
Yeah, you
He's
can't
like,
do that.
He's
Abe,
like,
I think. It's like you can't do that. You can. Let's not mess with time. Like we don't want to alter anything. But I mean, and then I think the movie is narrated by one of the Aarons, right?
I don't think so. It sounds a lot deeper than the guy.
It's one of them. I mean, I read something that was saying it's one of them, and that conversation is like him talking via phone sounds like to whoever.
Okay.
That's how he narrates the movie, kind of. And then at the end, when they're at the airport and one's trying not to convince the other one, like the two friends, we don't know if it's like the original ones or if it's number 2 or number
Correct.
3 of each. Like that's all very confusing, but it feels like he made the movie expecting people to watch it 8,000 times to understand it. And he left so many things off on purpose, maybe just from an artsy point of view. I have no idea.
No, I agree. What other time travel movie can you think of off the top of your head? Because I have a little cool fact about it.
Star Trek has some.
Okay.
Terminators.
Have you seen Looper?
Yeah.
He had a hand in that. He was a consultant in that movie.
No shit.
Yeah. Is he like becoming all of a sudden the time travel guy?
What movie is he gonna direct now? That's a big time movie.
It's called.
You told me about this.
It's the first big budget movie that he's ever made. It's
Well,
called,
he's not. He's just directing that one.
I think he's writing it too.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's a big movie. It's like a big studio movie.
Yeah, I think it's called Open Ocean. I think that's what it's called.
Okay. Do you think the big studios like his style, or they're just impressed with the fact that with such little budget, because everybody's watching their bottom line now?
I think it's a combination of both. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I don't know how this is going to work out because he feels like he's given interviews where he feels pretty strongly about financing of movies, where he's like, I don't really want to do this other thing where
Financing?
studios pay for it. He's like,
He likes doing it on his own.
he likes doing it small. But at the same time, that, you know how in the last episode of This Guys, the Upstream Color, we were talking about how they show a quick shot of the sci-fi thing, and it was supposed to be this other movie that he's working on that he stopped to make Upstream
Sure.
Color. Apparently, it's not just that he stopped. Apparently, he was working on that movie for so long, spent a crazy amount of money on it. It just didn't work out. Like, it got to a point that creatively, like, as you would know, he came to a dead stop and is like, this is just not going to work.
Yeah.
So he moved to Upstream Color. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he feels pretty strongly about financing of movies and spending those money on making a movie. So I don't know why he would jump to a studio. Maybe the story's big enough. But at the same time, I can't imagine it's big enough. But Keanu Reeves in it.
Or maybe, like maybe he's just like any other, creative guy out there with a regular job who can't wait for his art to like get somewhere that he can make money with that. And if he gets hired by someone to make a movie, that's what he likes to do. So maybe he took the job because like finally I can quit my day job.
I don't think he has a day job anymore, man.
Well, not anymore,
yeah.
but maybe when he was making Primer,
That's true.
he
Oh,
might.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
I imagine just based on the way, this is awful, based on the way Primer looks and the way he's able to talk about the tech of the machine that they're building. I really think his character at the beginning of Primer is him in real life, basically, where he has a day job as an engineer, does all those things, and then he's writing this thing as he's doing on the off hours. It feels that way.
Yeah.
Like with the machine that they build and the science, when they talk about like the battery voltage and everything, it sounds real to me. Like I don't go, yeah, that's BS. Those aren't real people.
I believe that people making art, most of them, if not all of them, and I might be completely wrong here, it's like a self-indulgent thing. Okay. So you want to talk about yourself via the art that you're making. Yeah. And maybe that's what he was doing. Like you said, like that's he's working, that's his day job. And then him making this time machine thing is him making a movie too. Like, who knows? I like it. I give him respect to want to star in his movies too. A lot of people are like, nah, man, why would you want to do that? Like, no, I like that. That's cool.
And same here. Like a lot of people would think that's kind of, cocky to want to star in your own movies. But like different people who do it for different reasons. Like Kevin Smith, just like he started doing it because he's like, hey, if this is the last thing I'll ever create, I kind of want to be in it. Yeah. But I mean, and this he's actually a really good actor. Like shockingly, he's incredible in every one of the movies that he's in. NPR also has an interview with him just about composing music. So I have to listen to that too. I haven't done it yet.
I feel like it's more, atmospheric sounds that fit the mood of the scenes and stuff. It is creating audio and original sounds. Mm-hmm. Music, yes, sure, to a more abstract way of music.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. There's a huge difference. I kind of would rather have the abstract kind than what's music.
Looper was great. What was he doing? Awesome. Advisor?
I think he advised on the overall. He never says what he advised on.
Yeah.
It's just one of the things that he doesn't want to ever talk about. But I assume he either advised on the overall story or he made sure the flaws in the time travel aspect of it
were... the plot lines with the time travel were okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, that somebody from the studio goes like, hey, this other time travel movie is pretty good. We should ask the director if this makes sense.
Yeah, probably.
If you Google Primer, there's a whole bunch of different charts and line graphs of different people's theories about the timelines. It's pretty fascinating.
Well, okay, so... the time machine is a box that they fill with gas, whatever. Mm-hmm. They have to turn it on.
Yeah.
As in, when they turn it on, it takes like 5-10 minutes for the thing to warm up and to get to that speed of that sound.
Okay.
To plateau there.
Yeah.
Because remember when they're in their garage, he's like, let's turn it on, bro. And then they turn it on and it's like, and it does that for like probably a few minutes and then it plateaus.
Yeah.
So they're turning on their machines, waiting for that to plateau. It takes like 5 minutes, but they leave as soon as they turn it on.
They leave for a purpose, though.
They leave because when they turn it on is when they'll come out. Of it, yeah. So they turn it on, they come back 6 hours later, the first time around anyways, I think is what happened.
No, when it plateaus is when they'll come out of it, right? Not when they turn on. Okay, go ahead.
So they turn it on, let it do its 5-minute thing, but they already have left by now. Mm-hmm. They go seclude themselves in a hotel room with no phones, no nothing, just because they don't know how bad it can alter real life and time. Correct. The timeline of life, I don't know. Yeah, what's the term they use there?
They say they take themselves out of the equation. Because of the risk, they
don't run into their selves.
Yeah.
So 6 hours later, they come back and they enter the box. Okay. And that's, I guess is point B. Okay. They enter the box. I'm not sure how long they stay in the box, but when they come out of the box is right after they turned it on.
Yeah, it's the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's like the easiest part of the movie to grasp as far as the time travel goes.
Easier said for you than me, man. Still gives me headaches, but go ahead.
Well, then, like, how did you understand the rest of the movie? Dude, it's crazy.
No, it is absolutely crazy. I do my best to understand it, but I will never claim that I'm not even close to where you are. Well,
that's all I understood.
The whole, like, imagine, that when they draw the graph from A to B, right? When he's trying to explain what's happening with the time travel, he says, this is point A, this is point B, this is where we enter, and it keeps cycling, and you hope to come out at point A again, right?
Yeah, and they calculate all that because they're good at calculating shit.
I can see what's happening there. My brain says, hey, this should make sense. Like, it even has a graph. It's a circle. This should make sense. So I'm on board with that, but I'm not... It doesn't make sense to me. Like the numbers, the graph of, like, I would like somebody to tell me in the layman's terms, about time travel in a way that makes sense to my brain.
But that's why it's never going to make sense to most people, because it's all theoretical. Like, it's a what if.
Yeah.
The only guy that came close to it, I guess, is Einstein, who's with his relativity theory and the fact that mass can bend light and time, for that matter, apparently. So, and the speed of light is closely, in his theory, the speed of light is closely related to time. I don't understand how, but I know it is. Like, I've read it, but I still don't understand it fully.
Oh, okay.
But mass, though, is
mass can never travel faster than the speed of light. So I thought that's
mass doesn't travel.
Mass travels.
Mass, well, sure, but mass is just, it attracts stuff.
Okay.
And that's why when there's a big black hole, they can see it because they see light curving around it, which indicates that the light is getting sucked in from the huge mass of the black hole, and not even light can escape from it. I know.
This stuff gives me a headache. But you know, in the movie, one of the big themes of it, or one of the things that they keep dropping hints about as you watch the movie, is which one of them, Aaron or Abe, has spent more time in the time machine.
Right.
Which one went in there longest? Which one went in there first? Right.
Yeah.
They drop hints about that. Here's the thing: if you and I are saying time travel is not real, how do we know somebody hasn't made it and is spending time in it? Like, is already like spending like 8 hours in it to be 8 hours in advance, or because we don't know. Like,
we don't know in a movie, and it's when, gosh, like you remember? So they are like, wait a minute, are our watches like unsynced right now? Because that's their first thing, and
correct.
They take this little egg they put in there, for the losing its mass originally, and they find this like weird residue on it.
Yeah,
they take it to a scientist.
Algae on it. Yeah,
they take it to the scientist who tells them like, oh yeah, that's completely regular, but this has been growing on this egg for, I don't know, days or weeks or months.
I think.
Months.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, cool. Anyways, then something happens. Like there's they stop the story for some other detail, and then Abe takes Aaron to the storage facility and gives him binoculars, and then they both look at Abe number 2 walking in, I guess.
Yeah.
So that Abe proves to Aaron like, this works. Look, there's another me out
Correct.
there.
So that automatically at that point, Abe's already done it.
And that's when you're like, holy crap. But he built it up so, like when the scientists explain the egg, really hard to understand. When they do the thing with their watch, really hard to understand because it's like regular people. They know what's going on, so they don't have to talk to the audience to explain it. And then you're like, are they figured out how to time travel?
Yeah.
Because at that time,
agree.
I had forgotten that you had told me this is about time travel.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm like,
yeah, I agree. They do a good job.
I'm like, okay, is this about that? And then like they're at the storage facility for the box, whatever, and then they see another Abe coming out, and he only shows them for like a split second, and you're like,
yeah.
Okay, so that's when it gets real for me.
And I think, that point that you're just talking about, that jump that they do, because the movie starts building up towards this group or these two guys specifically, maybe making something cool. Like you're starting to go like, oh yeah, maybe they made something that actually makes mass lighter. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
So you're getting excited about that. And they skipped a whole portion, and I think this was geniusly done. They skipped a whole portion of them building a bigger time travel machine because they kind of established, hey, this tiny box that we made may make time travel possible, and they skip all of that. Then they jump. I think
it's Abe. It's Abe that does it. Aaron has no idea Abe's doing this the whole time.
Correct. They jump to Abe, basically saying he's already built a machine. Look at me. This is me. Also, like 200 yards down. It's me number 2.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they skipped all that and it still makes sense to the audience, and it's a good jump that you get excited.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. And that's another thing that this dude's first movie, man.
Yeah. Again, a lot of hard work.
Yeah, and it's
years. I'm sure he spent years making it happen. Like just planning it probably took him over a year. Think about it. You have a 9 to 5. You're writing this epic thing that is hopefully gonna make you, like give you that as a job every day for the rest of your life. He did it. Props
to him. Like right now, I'm at work and I constantly am thinking about Stedio and StedioCast and the podcast thing. So like I'm constantly taking notes and emailing folks and texting folks to see what we can do or trying to come up with episode ideas.
Yeah.
But when we first, that story idea that we have, when we make that, it is not going to be anywhere near as impactful as Primer. That kind of is kind of a downer for me, but
No, man.
It's entertainment though. It's pure entertainment, which I'm excited about.
I agree with you on that. But when we do make that, we have to make sure it's completely out of the ordinary in a way, in one way or the other.
Okay.
Because this movie that he make, it's visually all right. It's a
Yeah.
little grainy.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's that's the vision of what he wanted to make or something like that.
Okay.
But the fact that he was able to eloquently speak about what could be the issues of time traveling for an individual or friends for that matter, and their friendship,
Yeah.
that has not been done before.
I agree.
So as long as we make something that has not been done before, that's it can't just be general. We can't make this for people to like it. We have to make it so that we feel like fucking proud and like, wow, no one's I'm super glad we did this, you know.
And on top of that, we have to do it just like we're doing it with this podcast is we have to enjoy it. As long as we're enjoying it and the end product is something that we enjoy, that's all that matters. Because one of the things that I keep learning is no matter what it is, that first step they always say is really hard, right? So make that first thing, and even if that end result sucks, you've learned so much by getting to that end result. So your number 2 is definitely going to be better.
Exactly.
So just keep doing it, just the same exact way.
Same reason I'm a big advocate of you want to do something. Don't worry too much about if it's going to be good or bad. Just do it. That's what we're doing with the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So we did it with a band, dude. Like, anyways, it's inspiring.
I agree. I completely agree. It's sad that I don't have notes for this episode because this would be a point that I could just jump to that note and ask you a question or something.
It's all right. I mean, it was a good movie for what it was. Like wow.
It was a really good movie.
But now I want to watch more time travel movies. Looper was great. Again,
Looper's
I've said
great.
that 3 times so far.
This is such a dumb thing that bugs me about Looper. The makeup in Looper,
Yeah.
I can't get over the makeup in Looper.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Willis looks like Bruce Willis.
Right.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, even with makeup, looks like Joseph
Yeah.
Gordon-Levitt with makeup on. Like it doesn't.
It's all right. Whatever.
But it was everything about the movie was great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a good movie. But every I mean, Interstellar has some time travel in it.
Yeah.
And that's the closest to science of time travel it is.
Yeah.
And because science, I guess, is saying time travel is possible, but there's no way we can regulate it and, you know, put something in it and make it come at a
Who
time
said-
or a day or anything.
Has science said time travel is possible?
No. Like
I was under impression-
theoretically.
Okay. I thought science says time travel is not possible.
I guess since it's theoretical, there's no way to regulate it.
Okay.
I guess that was a dumb thing for me to say.
Not at all. No. It's I'm getting where you're getting at.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So do you think he's gonna make more time travel movies?
I don't. The next one
You're
is
like, I don't know.
the next one's about. No, I laugh because the next one's supposed to be about like a freight ship of some sort. Like, how do you add time travel to that? Like,
This guy is fascinating. He's fascinated with time.
yeah.
I always forget the title of that movie, the second one. Upstream
Upstream
Color.
color. Yeah. Because it's a weird name.
Super time oriented. Like it's got that loop of time.
Oh yeah, he's fascinated with loops. Let's go with that. Because he's the cycle of things and
Cycles, loops.
how things can get out of that cycle and get back into it or disrupt that cycle
Yeah.
has been the theme of both of his movies.
He needs to make a space movie about like orbits and shit.
Oh, dude, if he ever made a space movie, it's gonna be visually and what's the audio version of the word like visually? Like if I say visually, there's an audio equivalent of it. What is that? I will Google this while it's happening. This is why I have a laptop.
Autistically.
No, that's autistically. What?
Not autistic, but like. Wait, no, you're right. Hold on.
Auditory.
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 Auditory. Autistically.
Wow.
All right.
Put two foreigners to understand the language of English. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Before I
15
forget,
years
this
later.
is completed right in the middle of the episode, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the episode. To the 2 or 3 people that are listening, if you know anything about Arizona at all, tell us anything that you hate about it. Don't worry about why. We're just gathering notes for our future project.
Yeah. Anything goes.
Yeah, anything at all.
Yeah.
Have you been thinking about that, by the way?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. It's just
You feel strongly about it. You
Yeah.
should have a lot on your mind.
the heat is my least favorite thing. The water scarcity that might happen one day. Maybe it will never. Maybe it's just propaganda, but it's kind of scary.
It's scarcity, but scarcity sounds a lot cooler though.
What's scarcity?
You said scarcity,
Scarcity.
but I like scarcity though.
Scarcity.
I don't. I
That's
hate
a cool movie name.
I would never correct people because I hate it when people correct people. But scarcity is one of the most badass things I've ever heard. So
The
I just-
town that is scary.
it's scarcity.
Scarcity.
I wonder if we can speak like really lightly
Bad jokes today.
Today. Like welcome to the last 30 years of our life. By the way, we apologize about the audio error that was in the last one. We honestly don't know how it happened. Not
Yeah.
the last one, 2 episodes ago.
It's a computer thing.
It's
Episode
a computer
8.
thing. Like we're
It's got the
we're-
delay / reverb thing going on.
I don't know. I don't even know what you would call it. It's not. It like, dude. It slows down the time in that little one section.
Ooh, maybe someone's trying to get to us.
I was just about to say we were dropping hints about the next episode, but that's so much better. So for a couple seconds, there's some sort of problem that we don't know how it happened. If anybody knows how that could happen,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah. It's all right, guys. Get over it.
No, well, I don't want it to ever happen again.
I know.
That's
me
my main
neither.
concern,
But, trial and error. It's episode 10.
dude.
We said we were going to do this for a year before we actually start, narrowing down on something that we know could work much better.
I agree.
Right now,
but
anything goes.
anything does go, but this sounds awful. It's going a lot better than I thought it was going to go when you and I agreed that we're going to do a podcast.
It's going a lot better than you thought.
Oh yeah, God yeah.
I had no expectations whatsoever. I still have no expectations.
I wouldn't say I have high expectations. I love creating things and being
Right.
partaking in creating things. So I get excited. It's like
it's super exciting.
dude, when we leave here, every time I feel like I say this in every episode. I'm like I leave in a high. I get super excited and I'm like energetic and I want to do things, which sucks because I have to go home and I clean up my house because
Yeah.
my parents are coming back and stuff.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, they come back tomorrow.
Dude, that's awesome. Have me over for dinner.
No.
Oh,
Actually,
come
no,
on.
you're coming over.
Yeah.
They want to invite you.
Yeah.
They want to invite you because they want to see you and they also want to give you work to do.
Oh, shit.
So you'll be over, don't worry.
I'd rather just come and hang out with them.
I know.
And I'll probably just be talking to them and not you or Ali.
No, that's not true. My dogs are going to be all over you.
Oh my gosh, your dogs are so annoying.
No, they're not. They're
They just
amazing.
bark all the time.
They are insanely quiet until somebody gets in that they're excited about.
Yeah, they want to tell the stories.
Yeah,
of
so
dogs.
it's when they see you, they obviously remember you and they go insane. Like insane is probably and we for people that don't know, I have 2 German shepherds. What breed of dogs do you have?
the breeds of my dogs.
Yeah.
One is half Great Dane, half Lab
Okay.
/
Big dog.
German Shepherd too.
Yeah, big dog.
Yeah, the mom was like Great Dane Shepherd. She was like a
Must have been
very
beautiful.
furry Great Dane. And then the other one is a Whippet / Lab.
There's a breed called Whippet?
Yeah, it's a smaller version of Greyhound.
No way.
That's what I've heard.
What are their names?
Lilo and Zora.
Speaking of big things, this is something really weird for me to point out, but Shane Carruth has been getting big. And in the back of my
steroids
mind,
is big? Or?
I don't know, like muscular big. Like
Really?
in the back of my mind, I always have this mindset that does physical being, like making yourself physically well off as a human being, like making yourself the topper levels of muscular and
Sure.
with this physique.
Uh-huh.
Does that ever come at the expense of creativity? I always think about that.
It's crazy you mentioned that because I remember for the past, I've been going on and off to the gym for the past 10 years, like
Okay, yeah,
whatever. And I've noticed like a few years ago, maybe 3-4 years back, that months where I was working out 3-4 times a week, I felt less creative.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what I'm basing that on, but there's got to be
Me
some.
neither. I don't know if it's some kind of placebo thing I heard somewhere, but it felt that way. And I don't know. I haven't worked out in like months, so I have no idea. Should try it. Good question.
You should try this whole working out thing.
But if your body is in good shape, your mind's in good shape, and so I don't see why it wouldn't make your creativity that much better.
I think there's a difference. I feel like there's a difference between being healthy and in good shape and pushing it, because as much as like we all agree that human beings look good when their muscles are in tone, like women look great when they're in great shape, men look great if they're in good shape. Like everybody universally agrees, I assume, but I don't think as humans we're meant to do that. I think we're supposed. You can be healthy. You should definitely be healthy and be in decent shape, but I don't know where we got the idea that muscles should be like that.
You should be, what's the word? Like your physique should be. You should be able to work your body as best as possible in the environment you live in.
Okay.
Like if you're a hunter or someone who works outside, lifts heavy things, you want to have like muscles and stuff. You want to be, well fed so you can sustain doing all that and spending the energy and being able to lift things. But if someone that works in an office, they might not need that. Again, I don't know. Maybe it's good for their brain so they can do better work on their computers.
Okay.
No idea.
I'm curious. You mentioned that like a few weeks ago, I saw a photo. I think it was some people, I think it was in Africa somewhere. They were diggers, just regular like shovel digging mud. Because they do that for a living, dude, these dudes were toned. Like insanely toned.
Super, like probably big muscles.
Like big muscles, like obviously they're working out, like no fat in their body, just constantly burning that fat because they're working.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm sitting here at my desk 9 to 5, typing away with my fingers.
If we didn't have all the luxury of being able to eat whatever we want, whenever we want, we'd be pretty lean too.
I agree.
So,
talking about how our lives changed because we started adding culture, we started adding cities to humanity as a whole. The latest episode of 99% Invisible podcast is really interesting because it talks about our relation with nature because we've created cities, and it's fascinating.
Ooh, like as in we live in cities, so now when we go out into the forest, it's like wee.
No, well, that too. The whole point, the guest that they had, he talks about how if you look at nature from a different point of view, if you can every time, you'll start seeing new things. Like he talks about how maybe we're putting an overemphasis on the poison and things that are poisonous. Like just because it's poisonous doesn't mean it's death. It just means there's some sort of a chemical reaction that you might not do well with. But he's like,
that's cool.
He always mentions that you should try to eat the wheat that you see out there. And if it's growing in your backyard, try to eat it.
Try to eat it. See what happens.
Exactly.
It's not going to kill you.
And it's like, and if it doesn't kill you, you're going to start looking at all those plants in a completely different way than you ever did before.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like I'm you're on the floor eating grass. This is delicious.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to be the point that your wife divorces you? Or?
No, dude, she's a hippie. She'd love it. She'd probably join me. What is she doing?
Is a hippie.
All right. Oh, this is good.
She should go get a float, by the way.
Well, yeah. How does she? Because that was
she walks in, kicks the door open, just gets in, even if there's somebody inside the float pod.
How long is the float? Like an hour?
An hour.
So she just wait like a few minutes until one gets freed up,
or she can just coordinate.
Is he that busy?
She can coordinate. I mean, they're fairly busy. I mean, I have no problem with her and Amir talking and coordinating with each other.
Yeah, they should. So
they're both hippies. They would love the discussion.
Does it have a number?
Yeah,
can you text me later, like the name and stuff?
Yeah.
What is it called again?
Float pod.
Float pod?
True Rest.
True Rest. And
True
the
Rest.
It's called the float pods. Yeah. We're gonna go try that, huh?
Yes, we are. That's an episode that's coming up in the next 10 episodes. Like here, that's insane.
Sensory deprivation.
Yeah, sensory deprivation is coming up.
I would love to try that.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be awesome. I had a buddy of mine at work try it, and he just raves on about it.
Couldn't believe how
And this is a dude that's it's a big dude. He's like. I don't want to say he has anger issues.
That is such. This proves that we're living in such a luxurious place.
That we have
the luxury of being able to like, hey, you know what? I need to free my mind. I need to think about a few things. I need to feel more serenity in my life today. I need to think about these important things. Let me go pay for an hour of floating and have my senses deprived.
Yeah.
So you can think clearly about anything you want. I'm guessing that's what they're marketing it as.
Yeah, and also healing and a whole bunch of things. We can talk to them. I don't know if we need to talk to them, but
no, let's just go get our floats on
and then get our floats
and then come back here maybe right after.
That sentence makes me think about putting on your floats like the floaters as a kid and just sitting here. It's like. I'm 100% down to go. But not when you mention that sentence, I'm thinking about how sad it is, how well off we are, even with all of our problems.
Like the only reason I want to try that is because, like, I'm curious, but I know I'm gonna want to do it again, and that's when I'm gonna start feeling guilty. Like, gosh, there's people freaking starving. Maybe I should take that money and send it to them, or send them Big Macs or whatever. Actually, never mind. Gosh, no plastic foods,
dude. Speaking of Big Macs, chocolate milk used to be really good.
Speaking of Big Macs, chocolate milks.
Like,
I don't understand the correlation here.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Just give it time, all right? You know? Listen to it. Just sit back, relax, go get some popcorn. Dude, what? I got a bottle of chocolate milk today. This is where it's getting from. At work, I was like, I'm not going to drink coffee because I drink a shit ton of coffee every day at work.
The one from the machine or something?
Yeah, I got it from the machine.
Like
it's a tiny little
Farm
thing.
Or something?
Exactly.
Right.
Overpriced.
So
it's like $1.99.
Yeah.
How much sugar do you think you should have every day? It's 24 grams-ish, right?
We can go on that. Yeah. Like, 22, between 20 and 40.
Dude, that's a lot.
Well,
you should stick around to 24, 25.
Like, well, this doesn't have any, but
added sugars. I'm talking about added sugars,
okay.
not regular sugars. Because you can eat fruit all day.
You shouldn't have any
added
added sugars. You should only have like probably 30-ish% is.
Oh yeah, if you can cut out added sugar all
30-ish grams is probably plenty to go through your day and feeling energetic. If you haven't poisoned your body with like hundreds of grams per day for the past 10 years.
Which we all have been.
And every time you look at like the nutrition facts of any product that you buy at the store to eat or whatever, it tells you, total fat, this is the percentage for your daily dose. And then it gets to sugar, and sugar, because it's part of total carbs, which has a percentage, sugars themselves just have a gram. They don't have a percentage.
That's because of the lobby industry for sugar.
That is so wrong.
I agree.
Sugar
is one of the worst things ever.
And it's not the worst. It's not the reason why it's one of the worst things is because it's one of the most important things in our diet. But too much or too little is bad. That's why they should still have the percentage of your daily value on here.
And I agree. And on top of that,
it's messed up.
That little bottle of chocolate milk had 41 grams of sugar in it.
That's
insane.
That's more than your daily value. That means if the rest of that day you should really not eat any other sugar.
I agree.
It's going to be in your dinner. It's going to be in your lunch.
So why this has nothing to do with primary at all? Why is our culture obsessed with sugar?
Because it tastes good, and because back in the day,
it doesn't taste that good. Sweetness doesn't taste good to me.
Well, maybe not to you.
Okay.
But I bet people that have the so-called sweet tooth.
Oh, dude, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's good for you. But back in the day, dude, when we were cavemen, I guess when we found a fruit tree, we'd just gotta go and eat that because it was so tasty and it gave us energy because the sugar. I think something like that.
And maybe we add sugar to other things to make them taste better.
Oh yeah, dude. So that kids bug their parents about going to buy the new cereals because it's so tasty, but that's because there's so much sugar.
Here's something that our whole friendship might depend on. Do you think cranberries taste fine with or without sugar?
Cranberries?
Yeah.
What do
cranberries are like really tart.
How do you eat cranberries? Like dried cranberries?
Not dry. Oh, that's gross. They always have added sugar on them though. By the way.
Well, cranberries by themselves, I think, are really
tart. They're
tart,
barely,
to the opposite of acidic, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really even like cranberry juice, 100% natural or whatever.
They add sugar
really
to it.
Tart.
They add sugar, so
I don't know if they add sugar to those ones.
That was that's a whole problem with it.
Because it's not a good tasting fruit, I guess.
Delicious tasting
by itself.
Oh God, I love it. And apparently, I'm like in the smallest percentage of people.
Different taste buds.
Yeah, I have better ones, and you guys don't. So, for anybody that's listening that doesn't know much about podcasts, you should definitely listen to Cool Games Inc. because I made Remy listen to it, and they are entertaining as hell.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And you know what else is entertaining?
They're just so natural at just BSing all the way through, and it's funny.
Yeah, and we're getting there, but we're also entertaining if you slow us down or speed us up.
I like the funny part of it, and I remember telling you last week when you showed me this, like, man, I would love to get to where these guys are, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm way too interested in science to like, I mean, I want to have our quirky funniness once in a while.
Yeah.
But we can get down on some very deep science stuff. I think just the fact that we're curious and interested, even though we don't know much, is interesting. Like if we ever were to interview someone that knows about science a lot more than we do, I think we'd just both be asking awesome questions.
I agree. And I think we might want to start doing that if and when possible, is try to get an expert's opinion on certain topics that we're talking about.
Sure. Totally agree.
If it can happen every episode, that might be a lot of work, like every few episodes, but we'll see what we can do. But I like the fact that, since science exists everywhere, it can be tied to almost any topic we're talking about.
Sure. So
I don't know if we have a science theme or it's just that the universe itself.
If this works, if this works out, if we start doing this more and more often, I hope for it to go more towards I don't want to say educating people, but informing them about health in particular, but also anything science, because science is growing so fast, exponentially. And so like our parents back in the day, like even our parents now, you show them like some new technology that's coming out, and I don't know about your parents, but my parents are like, they almost turn away, like they don't really care for it, or they're maybe a little bit like scared that it's going so fast. Like, sure, like I feel for them. The thing is, because technology is like expanding so fast, technology and science, because they will go hand in hand. For us, it's going to be like 10 times scarier and like when we're old.
But
when we're old,
some of this we might want to hold off until the episode where we talk about Lucy. But I think the growth of technology, it's less impactful to us because we grew up in a huge growth spurt.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm talking the technology that's going to be coming out for the next 50 years. If people our age in our 30s don't like keep up with it.
Oh yeah.
By the time we're our parents' age, my parents are they're way behind it now.
Yeah.
If I don't keep up with it now, I'm going to be even further away than they are now.
Correct, because of the growth speed.
Because of that speed of growth, the exponential.
Okay,
like that's scary. I always think about that. It's scary, dude.
Like, talk to anybody who's like a generation older than us. Like, talk to anybody who's like, let's say, 40. In their 40s, right? Mm-hmm. Talking to them, like a perfect example would be self-driving cars. Tell them about it. They still, to this day, do not believe it. They don't believe that Google has self-driving cars in California right now.
But they're not roaming the streets.
They're roaming the streets.
What?
Yeah, dude. What?
I thought they were trying and they were crashing and it's not working right.
It's working fine. This whole time, they've been doing it for about 5 years.
Okay, that's cool.
They've had one accident that was caused by the actual
now,
self-driving
are those
car.
Cars on freeways?
Yeah.
What?
Volvo just finished if I'm not mistaken, one of the first convoys across Europe with a self-driving fleet of cars.
So, welcome self-driving cars.
I'm fucking excited. Dude, Tesla did an update, like literally an update, like over the internet to their cars that they could self-drive now.
Well, that just means the hardware is way above its time and the software is still lagging, but now they're figuring out the software. Yeah. They've already installed these parts in their cars. Oh, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. The next car, the $30,000 car, is probably going to have self-driving features. Dude, could you imagine? Like, the recommendation so far that Tesla has is once you're on the highway, you can use the self-driving features. Dude, could you imagine being in a 51 and a 101 and not having to deal with that BS and just be like self-driving?
I would not trust it, dude. Not yet.
No, you can. You're supposed to be in the driver's seat. You're supposed to pay attention, but it'll be nice to be able to relax.
I relax when I drive. Plus, like when you're on the freeway and then when it's right at that time where traffic starts, you got to get there fast. Otherwise, you're stuck for an extra hour. And then what? I mean, I'm sure you can manually overdrive the car, but I don't know. I'm kind of skeptic about it now. Maybe 20 years from now, I'll be like, okay, it's ready.
That's what that exact thing that you just said is. It's part of the discussion I've had with so many people. It's not 20 years. In the next 5. In the next 5, we're going to be...
You can go to the store and buy a $30,000 car?
Yeah, you can buy a $30,000 self-driving car by the end of 2017. That's a year from now.
Okay.
Automation is the future.
Knowledge.
And the future, like, that's a key thing. we might want to spend a whole episode talking about this because we've always grown up thinking the future is something that's 20, 30, 40
No, it's
years in the
happening
past.
now. I understand
But it's
that.
happening now.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
That's the exciting thing. As we've never had like we get like iPhones and like cool little smartphones. I'm like, this is nice, but it's never the future. But now for the first
It
time,
is. I mean,
because of the AI, the future is literally happening now. Like it's the shit that's going to be coming out of Google, Apple, Amazon, and like Tesla and these companies, or even companies that you've never heard of because of AI is going to be insane.
What is AI going to make easier in life?
Everything.
And I'm talking like I'm talking humanity wise.
That's
Because I mean, again, you're talking about all this stuff. That's great. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be luxurious items that people like us might be able to afford. But then there's people out there dying.
they are dying. But I'm going to be a complete dick right now and say we can't talk about this right now. Because there's so much we can say about this, and this needs to be a whole
Who
episode.
cares?
This needs to be a whole episode because there's so much we can say, and we should tie it to something else. And we're going to tie it to Lucy probably.
That was a good movie.
Okay. No, I enjoyed it. It's a Luc Besson movie.
Wait. I don't want to be a dick right now, but let's stop right now.
Damn, you're right. We're not going to stop right now, but we're not going to talk about Lucy or AI because those are both huge subjects.
Yeah.
But Luc Besson's awesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what he's going back to? He's going to make a sci-fi movie. No, like
Dude, that was sci-fi-ish.
no, I'm talking about like full-on sci-fi, like Fifth Element. Like going back to making. I loved Fifth Element when I was a
Dude,
kid.
I love the special effects in Lucy.
Me too.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, some of it was pretty good. We're not going to talk about this.
Yeah.
How
Kinda
many
like
times do I need to tell you, Remy? We're not gonna
Limitless
talk
was
about-
pretty cool too.
And
And
they're more or less the
gosh,
same
I can't
movie.
wait to talk about Lucy. Some of the monologues, especially when she's super open-minded by the end, when she's like at 80, 90%,
I don't know how I feel about her as an actress.
when time becomes like this, the way she explains time and stuff. Morgan Freeman's great in there too. Gosh, this guy is awesome.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's always Morgan Freeman. Though.
Yeah, but dude, he gets the job done.
I know. So the next 5 or 6, 7 episodes that we have, I don't know.
Yeah?
We have Lucy. We have. We're gonna have Captain America. No, actually, the order is gonna be My Beautiful Broken Mind.
Which is what again?
It's a documentary,
Oh, yeah, about strokes.
not about strokes itself. It's about one person, and it's probably one of the most
Stroking?
beautiful things I've
Is
ever
that
seen.
one person stroking away?
Okay, way to make this inappropriate.
What?
Somebody almost died.
Yeah, I know.
Let's make a jerking off joke.
No, I'm not making jerking off jokes, you dick.
I'm kidding. We can. My rule for that is everything's appropriate. It doesn't matter. I don't care who gets offended because you know what
Yeah.
Louis C.K. said. You know what happens when you get offended? Nothing. So
Yeah.
who cares?
That's
So we
a true
have-
statement.
We have My Beautiful Broken Mind, Captain America, probably Lucy after that, right?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. We're gonna have sensory deprivation.
Yeah. We had more ideas.
We have more ideas. We're also really good at
The
our
gaming?
gaming one, which is
Wow.
gonna be really interesting. Is that in the next 10? Is
Well,
World of
WoW is
Warcraft?
going to be a month or so from now.
So yeah, it is gonna be
It's
the
going to
next
be like 17, 18 probably.
Okay.
That's going to be a 4-way.
Yeah, it is going to be a 4-way, which we
With
have
very interesting people.
who are you calling interesting?
No one.
And John Wick.
Oh yeah, John Wick.
Yeah.
Which is we're going to talk about it for like 5 minutes and then
We're gonna
move
talk
on
about
to,
something else.
Yeah, like AI.
Wipe that smirk off your face.
Dude, I can't wait to have video because this is also entertaining. I bet to look at.
I would totally.
I would totally look at us for hours at a time.
As long as I want to watch it, I don't care if we get a single other listener or viewer. As long as we make something that's purely for my entertainment, I'm 100% like sold to do it.
Well, let's hope there's people like you would like the same things.
Yeah, there's billions of people out there. There's gonna be somebody that has.
Dude, so to tie it back to nothing, Bernie
Loved
is over. He's done. He's done.
His nomination is completely done.
Yeah, but he's gonna keep going until
Yeah.
the convention.
He's cutting staff, but he's gonna go to convention. I mean,
I
here's the
wonder-
thing, what
they
he
probably
wanted to do,
started-
he completely succeeded.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
Beyond
it's amazing.
belief.
But now they probably have started, brainstorming about how they can win now the general election.
Yeah. Did you hear today's Ted Cruz announcement?
The Fiora,
Carly Fiorina?
Whatever. Yeah, Fiora.
Yeah, wait to be
Blah.
losing and then pick a VP candidate. Like, dude, what is going on with the Republican Party?
Dude, if Cruz is like saying these things and doing what he's doing, that means there's some kind of hope in his eyes, and he probably has some kind of plan that he hopes it's gonna work. Did you hear some of Trump's address today, where he had a teleprompter and he was speaking very slowly?
No.
Oh, it's kind of interesting. He was supposed to be more presidential on this one.
Was he?
He
is becoming slowly.
I only heard here and there. If he's starting to sound more presidential and like more, like, okay, all right, now I can kind of listen to what he's saying. That means his whole act was a very smart thing to do, just so to get the voice. He's smart with that.
Dude, he's a smart guy.
Yeah,
like
no doubt about that.
I think he's a piece of shit because of what he's doing with his followers and getting certain type of people to get angry and using them.
Yeah, that's BS.
But
again, media. He's using the media, man.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
Still.
I don't know what to tell you. We can have another politics.
Yeah,
episode,
me neither.
so.
I mean, I don't know where it is. I'm almost in disbelief, but at the same time, like he's playing the game so right, it's ridiculous. He probably had this planned out for weeks. I mean, years.
4 weeks. Dude, in a few weeks, I should totally run for the presidential nomination. Oh, man, we need to drink more.
Look, I'm bored with my life. Let's become president.
All right.
What, are we done?
Are we done?
I don't know. What time is it? It's
It's hammer
4:51. It's been less than an hour, but I'm cool to call it quits for the day.
We can call it quits for a day.
All right.
So I'll do a little spiel.
Yeah, do your spiel, Nima. In 3, 2, 1.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to StudioCast. For the next few episodes, if you could let us know on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere, what state you live in and what you hate about your state. This is a little project that we're working on.
Well, let's keep it to Arizona for now.
Yeah, but if somebody who's not in Arizona wants to participate, go ahead and let us know. But if you're in Arizona, that's the one we're thinking about for now. What do you hate about Arizona? We're trying to make a list of it and do a little project.
Hate is a strong word, Nima.
Yeah, because nobody hates anything, but hate brings out feelings that you're like, oh yeah, I totally hate the 120-degree weather.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So what do you hate or strongly dislike? Or just could do without in the state of Arizona. We're just going to lower the barometer of things. Now, what do you really, really don't like about Arizona?
Whatever answers we get, because we know it's not going to be that many, we will use that. We will bring that up in our episode when we do this. Probably somewhere in the next 10.
Okay.
Maybe 15.
Yeah, let's make it 15.
Right.
That one's going to take some time.
You really want to make like a polished one, huh?
Do our best,
down. Yeah.
But certain things take some time.
Yeah.
In the process.
It's time for we're always trying to shake things up in here.
Yeah.
So we can figure out what we like doing the most with our microphones. So
we can always stick it up. No, I'm not even gonna say that.
No.
Not even gonna.
No.
So thank you so much for listening. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. Subscribe, leave a comment, leave feedback, let us know what you think. We're also on stadio.com/podcasts.
Also, if you're really, 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 really good at something or have a lot of knowledge about a particular thing that is, about science or technology, or actually, I'm cool with those two, let us know. Let us know. We're just trying to make content here that's interesting for people to listen to, and we can only take our ramblings so far. It'd be nice to have some guests who know what they're talking about.
Correct. And as long as you and I can get educated by that guest, that's a huge win.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, everybody. I am Nima.
Thanks, guys. I'm Remy, and this is StudioCast.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.